Who is Morris in Smile 2? Backstory, Smile Plan, and more explained. Morris is one of the strangest additions to the story of Smile 2, and here's everything that we know about him, including his backstory, his plan in the sequel, and more. Most of Smile 2 centers on pop sensation Sky Riley, with a complicated series of events that took place after the end of the original Smile, leading to her becoming possessed by the Smile curse. However, Sky Riley isn't alone in her fight against the demonic entity, as she manages to meet Morris throughout the events of Smile 2, although his motivations and true nature are questionable. Smile 2 takes the story and horror of the original Smile and puts it on a much bigger scale, with it haunting one of the world's biggest pop stars rather than a single doctor. Throughout the events of Smile 2, knowledge of the Smile entity becomes more widespread, with Sky Riley desperately looking for help as she attempts to rid herself of the monster. Although Sky believes that she is being stalked by someone due to her involvement in Lewis' death, the man who is tracking her turns out to be Morris, something that almost helps Sky near the end of Smile 2. Morris is the brother of a previous Smile victim. Although he may be mistaken for a returning character from the original cast of Smile, Morris is a character who is first introduced in Smile 2, with him having a massive impact on the story. Morris has been hunting the Smile entity since long before Sky Riley became infected by it, with him just so happening to catch up to it during the events of Smile 2. As Morris explains to Sky upon meeting her in a bar, he is actually the brother of someone who previously was a victim of the Smile entity. Morris explains that his brother was 8 victims before Sky, and he has been tracking it ever since. Morris' brother tried explaining what was going on, but Morris eventually didn't believe him. However, Morris eventually ripped off his own jaw with a crowbar when the Smile entity killed him, with the police ruling the death a suicide. The death of Morris' brother led him to believe that the entity was real, although he still had a lot of questions about it. Morris explains to Sky that he isn't sure if the entity is a cosmic being, a demon, or a supernatural figure, but that he has seen the effect that it has on people. Morris has been tracking the entity since before the events of the first Smile, with him only catching up to it when Sky Riley becomes infected. How Morris knew the Smile entity was after Sky. Although Morris was chasing the Smile demon before the original Smile took place, he managed to figure out that it was haunting Sky during the events of Smile 2. According to Morris' story, he has been tracking the entity ever since his brother died. Morris says that Riley is the 8th victim after his brother, meaning that he tracked it throughout every victim that has been seen in the Smile franchise so far, including Laura, Rose, and Joel. Unfortunately, he was too late each time, with Sky being the first person that Joel was able to reach before the Smile victim was able to kill her. Morris explains that he had been tracking Joel, but he wasn't able to reach him before Joel gets killed in Smile 2's opening scene. Morris then began tracking Lewis, although Lewis' death in front of Sky meant that she became possessed. Sky ran off before Morris learned that the demon had been transferred to her, leading him on another chase. However, Morris managed to find Lewis' phone and go through it. He tells Sky that since she was the last person Lewis texted before his death, he thought she may have been the one who watched him die. Throughout Smile 2, Sky receives text messages from an unknown number that imply that the sender knows about her involvement in Lewis' death. While this leads Sky to believe that someone dangerous is after her, it turns out that this was Morris all along. Morris got her phone number from Lewis' phone and reached out in hopes of getting to her before the Smile entity did, something that he successfully does in Smile 2. Morris' plan to kill the Smile entity explained. Upon reaching Sky, Morris explains that he has a complicated plan to kill the Smile entity for good, although it won't be easy for Sky. Morris tells Sky that he believes that the Smile entity will die if its host dies before the entity kills them. Then, if there isn't another living host for the Smile entity to transfer to, it should vanish. Thus, Morris wants to temporarily stop Sky's heart, wait for the Smile entity to leave, and then revive her once the demon is gone. Sky learns more about Morris' plan at the end of the film. In the climax of Smile 2, Sky and Morris arrive at an abandoned Pizza Hut. Morris takes Sky into a freezer where she sees various pieces of medical equipment. According to Morris, he wants her to inject herself with a shot that will slow her